Well, hello there, my festive friends. Welcome back to Queenie of London. Thank you so much for popping back to my channel. I really hope you're all doing really well. Thank you so much for joining me today for an exciting video. You saw me bring in everything I need to deck the halls in my office bedroom here today. I am the most excited. I have made a little start, as you can see. I put up the lights on the window just so they're done and twinkling away in the background. I like those a lot. Do you remember that feeling you used to get on Christmas Eve in anticipation? That magical feeling. In anticipation for the man with the bag in red. Well, I get that exact feeling when I'm about to decorate the house for Christmas. So grab yourselves something lovely to eat and drink, something festive. Get yourselves into something cozy or maybe something sparkly. Put some Rudolph ears on, some elf ears. And enjoy this very Christmassy Christmas decorate with me. I hope you enjoy. Let's trim that tree. I had every intention of clearing the desk first, clearing the top of the desk and decorating that with the garland, the candles, the nativity scene. But I have a new tree in that box there this year. I have been so excited to have a peek at her. If you've been watching my Christmas videos all about London town, you will probably know what tree is inside that box. And is that a pink tree? Is that a pink tree? Hello. Oh my goodness. Should I just do that? I love that. I really like that. I'm lingering because I like it, sorry. Wait for it. Wait for it. Are you seeing that pink with those multicoloured lights? 3 cheers for the dressers at John Lewis. So good. It was love at first sight and I made a decision. I went with it. So I think I'm going to have to clear these boxes out the way and dig into the box and take a look at the beauty inside. I ordered this new tree the evening I got home from seeing her for the first time, and I haven't actually touched the box, so I hope this is the right tree. Oh, this is hard to do one hand. Oh my gosh, I think it's the right tree. Oh, hello, LP. I've decided she calls LP for Lady Penelope. This is the pink snow-dusted tree from my mate John and his mate Lewis. Let's get assembling. It's really big. It's huge. far, I am over the moon with Lady Penelope here. She is a beauty. She is everything I hope she would be. She looks beautiful. She was perfect to wake up to this morning with the sunlight coming in. She looks so pink and she just gives you a really happy feeling. She's about to get loads better though, because I'm gonna add the lights. Now I usually use Premier Vintage Gold lights, tree brights they're called, on my trees. I usually use 1,500 of them, so 2 boxes of 750 on a 7-foot tree. But I couldn't do those this year because my Vintage Gold lights are on a green cable, and a green cable is not going to work well on a snow dusted, sugar frosted tree. So I went a hunting and I found these. They're by the same brand, which is excellent. I love the Premier lights. These tree brights are amazing because they are really closely compacted on the string, so you get a really beautiful full effect of the lights. There's 1,000 here. They're in warm white and they're on a clear cable. I couldn't find the Vintage Gold on a clear cable, but never worry, because I read a few reviews on a garden centre website and a few people said that these give a gorgeous gold twinkly appearance. So I'm hoping they're going to look beautiful on Lady Penelope. I have plugged them in. They're in a ball at my feet and I'm happy with them. So let's get putting them around the tree. Yay. I don't know who I was kidding, thinking 1,000 lights was gonna be enough for a 7-foot tree that's bushier than George W. That didn't work. I literally got halfway up and I ran out. So I've gone on to Amazon, and alleluia on high for Amazon Prime, who are going to speedily deliver me in the Amazon sleigh another 1,000 for tomorrow. So you heard my little Alfie barking there. He's ready for his tea. So we're going to call it quits for tonight, and we'll have to have our big bedroom office switch on tomorrow. See you then. So on this lovely sunny but very, very, very cold, a lot of the UK has had snow. We haven't, but it could do at any point. I think it's freezing at the moment, so just like 0 degrees. On this very bright but cold morning, I am wintering up my desk space, starting with this beautiful berry garland. I normally have a green garland on here, lovely pine one, and I put pine cones in it and robins and some baubles, and I run some gold lights through it. But I just fancied a change with my pink tree, so I went with this berry garland, and I got this from Sainsbury's. It's by Habitat though. It's so full, and the berries are beautiful, bright, shiny red. I really, really like this. It's so good. I fluffed it out a bit to make it a bit more 3D and just to stand up and stuff. But I think it looks really, really nice. It's also the perfect length. It comes with the 2 hooks on the ends, and you can bend the twig bit quite a lot, which is handy. So that's kind of just hooking that side, and then I'm going to try and run the other bit around some of the stuff I'm going to use on top of the desk to give a nice effect. But otherwise I've just held it in place with those, you know, those rubberized grippers which have a little silver hook. I've just used about 3, no, I think I've used 4 along the top of the desk just to hold it in place, but it seems to be holding up quite well at the moment, and I'm really, really happy with how that looks. So again, that's from Sainsbury's by Habitat, and I think it was £20, so I'm really, really happy with that. I think it looks nice on the top of the desk and will make like a nice staging look for everything that's going to go on top. And very importantly, the way I've put it on top there, although it's overhanging to give a natural look, it isn't stopping me from pulling down the roll top part of the desk for when I stop working for the day. So now the garland's in place, I'm going to go and dig out the box that has everything I need to decorate the top of my desk. I am so happy with how the desk area has turned out this year. I really wanted to have a really traditional nativity element over that side, and I really wanted to incorporate books onto the top of the desk this year, pulling out my favourites and books from childhood as well. I've got a little collection down there which I haven't finished using yet, but they'll be used elsewhere. I'm just going to bring you over here. I pulled out 3 of my favourites from childhood and popped the believe sign. This was my favourite growing up. Santa Claus has a busy night, and of course the classic 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. I like those there. And then this one is personalized, which my aunt and uncle got me when I was very little, so I'm happy to display those. I wanted a sort of strong childhood element to the desk, hence the nutcracker and the Father Christmas Russian dolls and the little deer. She's really kitsch and cute. I really wanted a strong sort of drawing back on Christmases past, so that's good. I've also got some more little children's books there which I'm going to style somewhere else, and of course I've got this gorgeous folio book of the English Christmas, and it's full of beautiful poems and extracts from newspapers and magazines, extracts from books, whole short stories from all English writers. So that is a gorgeous thing. I've actually had it by my bed for the past couple of nights and I've been dipping in and out of it. So I'd highly recommend, if you want something pretty and Christmassy to read, full of tradition from the days of Christmas past. I am over the moon, so glad I picked up that little white church from TK Maxx. It's probably one of my favourite things I've purchased this year. I really like how that looks. I elevated it with a book on Churchill because it's red. My cherub looks really cute at the back, and I just got some foliage there. This is one of my favourite pieces of all time, my Jesus, Mary and Joseph, which is wooden and it's gold, but it has an iridescent sort of sheen, which is beautiful with the light. I got that from TK Maxx years and years ago. These little pine cones were actually from Sainsbury's for autumn, but I like them there. I think they work quite well. They were a bargain. They were £1 because they were reduced. And of course I've got my candles here, which are just so perfect to have at the forefront of the desk. Those are from the range. And my wreath up there is looking super fluffy this year. I took my time fluffing her out, so she looks really good. I might run some wire lights through that, but I might just leave it, to be honest, because I like that sort of just traditional wreath look. It's got some bottle brush trees in there and some little snow covered chalets. That was from Marks and Spencer's about 6, maybe 7 years ago, but it's held up really well. And then, of course, you've got my childhood section over here, which I'm really, really happy about. Those Father Christmas Russian dolls were actually from my own childhood, so they're very, very old. They were originally from Marks and Spencer's. My little retro Bambi is from the range a couple of years back. I've got another pine cone. And my Nutcracker, I think he was probably from Home Bargains. And then all my little Christmas books, which you would have had a little gander at. And that there is my first ever Bible that I had when I was very, very young. It's a children's Bible, but it's gorgeous. It's like white leather bound. I'm actually reading Washington Irving's Old Christmas at the moment, and it's a brilliant thing. I might talk about Christmas books during a Vlogmas, so let me know if you'd like to see that. And then I just shoved a little fake tree in a big Santa boot, which I think is cute. And I've got my little Christmas planner there, which I'm going to be working in for the rest of the evening. I actually forgot to mention this book. This book is very, very special because it was bought for me by my grandparents for a Christmas when I was very, very young, and it was my first ever edition of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and it is such a beautiful edition. It's cloth bound and it has all the like the suits of the playing cards on. It's beautiful. It's a really treasured part of my book collection. 2 days, 2,000 lights. It's time to switch them on, and I know just the gals for the job.
Girls, you gotta press the knob right here. We're gonna count it down, and on one, I want you Spice Girls to light up Oxford Street. Okay, are we ready? Crowd join in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Them's were the days, hey, back in the times when Oxford Street and Regent Street had celebrities switch on the Christmas lights. There was such a brilliant atmosphere, a party, everybody gathered together to start the season. They were fantastic times and they provided such great memories. But now all we have is standing in Piccadilly Circus, looking up at the screens to provide a countdown for us. Bring back the days where everybody flooded the streets and they closed the roads, and it was a real occasion. But the lights are on here. The Spice Girls have done the honours. So I think we should hop onto a 22 bus and head up west. I want to pop into Liberty, Selfridges, John Lewis, because there are some baubles in those shops that I left behind before and I can't stop thinking about, and I think I'm going to have a little bit of room left on this bushy tree. So let's go on a last minute Bauble Dash. First stop on our Bauble Dash, festive friends, is gorgeous Liberty. I am really loving that neon green in those stunning trees just up there on top of the windows. Isn't that pretty? Let's dash inside and pick up some more baubles.
I've just got out of the lift onto floor 4 and crikey, does it look a bit different up here. Christmas has come out of that section and come all out here to this front bit. Look how gorgeous they've put it all here, and the trees are chocker. They put all like the Londony bits here. Cracking. So I'm going to see what I need. I've got myself a little list of the ones I need to pick up from here. So hopefully I'll find them. They look pretty well stocked still, so I should have some luck. Look at the gorgeous sleigh, what they've done. I also want to nip into that bit and pick up some cards maybe. My mate John, his mate Lewis, going up to floor 3 where temptation lies. Look at the gorgeous hanging John Lewis golden curtain lights. They're a tradition in themselves. I love them. And here we are. It's quite amazing how these departments evolve over time. They just look stunning. Look at this beautiful display they've made at the front. Look, I think this is like the back bit actually, but doesn't it just look gorgeous? I'm enticed. Look at that candy cane sofa. I love it. So my next stop on our Bauble Dash is Selfridges. You know how much I love their Christmas department and their windows this year. If you haven't seen their windows, you really need to see their windows. I'll give you a sneak peek. Check them out, they make me so happy. These tuk-tuks also make me happy because they're blaring out the Christmas songs. So let's get in, let's get to the Christmas department and let's pick up some baubles. They have done a number in here, guys. Look how cool that is that greets you. Look what they've done to the Selfridges lady. She looks fantastic. Wow. Look at the garlands and check this out. The disco balls, but the gold disco ball. This is so ace. Look at the garland going all around. Selfridges is just phenomenal. Look at all the glitter going around. That just works. That just works. We're going to pick up from this Evening Standard style trolley a Selfridges gift guide. Oh my, look at them paper chains. This is epic. Wow. There's trees on the chocolate. There is such a fantastic atmosphere in here. It is so much fun. I'm going bauble shopping. Look at that tree. Just look at that tree. It's just worth showing again. So worth showing again. Still think these tinsel baskets are inspired because they also protect your baubles from breaking. Well, that
was fun. I so hope you enjoyed our little bauble dash round some of our favourite London shops' festive friends. Do you remember way at the beginning of this video I told you that decorating for Christmas gave me that same magical feeling as waiting for Father Christmas on Christmas Eve when I was little? Well, he's been, and he's left me baubles underneath my tree, which is a-okay with me. Shall we do a bit of a Christmas decor haul now? I'll do Selfridges first. Look at him. Look at him. I was actually after one of the Father Christmases that was doing like the rock on sign, and one of the very kind assistants went out the back to look for them for me, and when she was gone I actually found this guy and I fell in love because he's like a retro Santa. Look at his adorable face and them chubby cheeks. I love him. So Rock On Santa was left behind and this guy came home with me. He is huge. When he's on the tree in position, you'll see how big he is. I love the holly on his hat there and the fur. He is a good, jolly, retro Santa for my kitsch tree. Next up, Liberty. So at the moment, I'm only doing things that I bought today, and then afterwards we'll do little bits and bobs that I've bought throughout the season when we've been shopping together. So these are from today. Look, just look, it's the Liberty Route Master. Spin for me, baby, spin. I love this. I should have really got it when we saw it first off, because when I went today there were none hung up on the shelves and I had to get an assistant to take this off one of the decorated trees for me. But I love it. It's purple. Look how nicely it goes with the pink. It says Liberty on. That is a proper rooty as well. I love it. I had to add that to my collection because Liberty's Christmas department was amazing this year as per usual, and I needed a Liberty bauble, so I got the Rooty. I had to get one of these Vondels Miffies. I picked the one in the 1960s little get up with the pom-pom snowball buttons, so she's festive and 60s at the same time. I had to pick her up because when I'm decorating the tree, you'll come to realise that everything has a little bit of a story and means something to me. And Miffy was a big part of my childhood. Oh, she's making me dizzy. Hang on. She was a big part of my childhood. I loved the little Miffy books when I was learning to read. So she's also pretty kitsch, isn't she? She's going to look great on my tree. I bet loads of you are guessing which baubles I'm putting out of these bags. Today from John Lewis, I actually picked up a few things for my mum and my brother. I got my brother a big dartboard for his tree, which is kind of cool. I picked up a couple for my mum for the living room tree, and I think I've only got like a couple of bits for me. I picked up the centacles in this pretty flavour. I've hung one up on the tree already, only one, and it's like taken over my room. The smell is really, really pretty and Christmassy. They're sticks. If you haven't seen them before, they are sticks, and you get some little hooks in there. They have a hole at the top of the stick and you can hang them on the branches, so that's really nice. I didn't actually see this when I filmed John Lewis this year, but it's a panda with a pudding, and my dad called me pandas, so she's very, very special to me, and she's got a little Queenie crown on. She's a good one. I like her a lot. Also from John Lewis today, I picked up this giant velvet bow. I just thought it was so, so pretty, and I mainly liked it because it matches my curtains. And I think pink and green should be seen. So I picked it up. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm not going to put it on the tree. I might hang it from the garland on my desk, although I've also just thought it might look quite nice strapped affixed to my Fortnum's hamper under the tree. That might look pretty, but I don't know, it was a bit of an impromptu purchase. I just really liked it, and it just sort of said, take me home, so I did. My mum just came in hearing me talk about this bow, and I've got my hair up in a bun, and she put it over my bun with that, so that's another use for it. I've changed location for this next clip, but also I've just found this box because I was like, this is a little light. Like some of my decorations, I was like, where are they? And I found another box. It's one of them crate boxes. So there's some more stuff in there, which, who knows where's that going to go? Okay, there is miscellaneous stuff in this bag. There are baubles, but they're from different places. But how cute is the bag? This is like new from M&S. I love it because it says Penny Bazaar. Oh yeah. So I'm going to dig into this bag and show you what's in here. I got these from Poundland when we went to Hammersmith, and they were just getting their Christmas bits in. These are £4 a box, and if you find them in your branch of Poundland, I would really recommend them. They're like those berry lights, they're like round circles, and I've put batteries in these, and they are bright as anything. They are really good value for £4. The coloured ones are so fun. I would really recommend them. They're just battery, but they're really good. I'll open a box up and I'll show you what they look like, but I might put them as backlighting on my desk, so I'll show you how they look. I might use the gold ones for that, but I'll just open one up for you. Raided the stash of AA batteries that we have in our man drawer, and these are how the multicolored ones look at those. They are phenomenal, like popsicle lights, that's what we call them. Yeah, batteries, by the way, go to the Co-op, £4.95, buy one get one free, so you get 8 for £4.95. And also Poundland have got like 12 packs of Duracell for 6, I think, so that's pretty good. And these are the clear ones. That is a lot of lights for £4. Bargain. They're coming up a bit yellow on camera, but they're more golden, to be honest. They're a nice effect. And they're on green cable, so they'd work well in a garland or a wreath. I got this really cute candy floss stand from Flying Tiger. I absolutely love that shop. I think you can find really unusual bits. I've seen this in past years and I've always left it, but I thought Pink Tree needs candy floss and I got it. So I also picked up a little cable car for my mum in there, so I'll probably show you that when I show you the living room tree. But that's my candy floss. I quite fancy having a nibble on some candy floss now. I absolutely love using picks in my trees. I just love padding them out. Not that this tree really needs it. Look, it's so bushy. Yeah, I love using them. I just think they add really nice, an extra something to it. And I found these. Look how pretty they are. They are golden berry branch picks. I saw these in John Lewis for 10, or they might have even been £12 a pick. I've got 2 of them here and they were £4 each from Sainsbury's. They're really long, so I'm probably going to bend them a bit. I might use them in the tree. I'm just thinking gold and pink just looks so pretty. I'll see how it goes because I wasn't expecting this tree to be this bushy. But it is, and that's great. I might use these in a floral display with some other picks like green foliage and stuff, so we'll see what we do with those, but they were a bargain for £4 each. I had to pick up the Bauble with Dawn French the food fairy in. I think this is fantastic, and she's just become a bit of an institution in that advert. Hasn't she? I mean, what is Christmas without some M&S food? Those adverts are the best. The adverts this year in the UK haven't been that great, but she steals the show every time, so that is why she's going on my tree. And M&S party food always has a place at my table. We're gonna go over here to Book Corner at the desk, where Brothers Grimm are appropriately lined up for this little package, which had quite a hop of a journey. Inside this little box is a bauble I have tried to find for so many years. Every time I've been round the shops with you, I've always kept my eye open for the perfect version of this bauble, this character, shall we say. So he's had a very long journey from Tennessee. He's hopped all the way. Let's unbox. He's from a beautiful little company called Old World Christmas, and he comes in the cutest little box that I'm going to keep him in for always. And here he is, the Frog King. Isn't he just the cutest? He has crown, he has orb and scepter, he has bejeweled everything. Look at that. The detail on him is amazing. He is exactly right. I love his expression too. And also, I hope you can see, it actually references the Brothers Grimm fairy tale on there too. Rest assured, I won't be throwing him across the room. I like him in frog form. Right, heading back down to the couple of bags that are left under the tree. Another bag from Liberty. This one I bought during that first trip inside our first Christmas shop of 2024. As soon as I walked into Liberty, I was hopeful that there would be a white dove in flight, and here he is. I was happy to find him. He's beautiful. He has a beautiful iridescent sheen going through him that really catches the light nicely, and he's going to be a feature of a very, very special part of my tree this year. Somewhere where I didn't expect to pick up a bauble. 2024 was the year I went to go and see my favourite band ever, The Who, at the Royal Albert Hall, and I also went to go and see a recital of Beethoven's Ninth by the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra at the Hall in September. And when I did that, I saw they had a little Christmas section, and I found this beauty. I fell in love with the hall this year. It is undoubtedly one of my favourite places in London. I love the history of it, and well, I love the history so much I made a whole video about it. Here is my very, very special commemorative Royal Albert Hall bauble for my tree. See, I told you everything has a story. This is beautiful. The gold on it and the beading is so special, and I love the plush velvet on the back. But just look at that stunner. Beautiful. Got a little card in there because the Royal Albert Hall had a beautiful little Christmas section in their gift shop, and I'm definitely going to go back there. I'm not going to pretend there was just one visit to Peter Jones. There were multiple, and they just had such an amazing collection of baubles this year. I couldn't help myself. Every time I walked past Peter Jones's, which I do a lot, I kept finding myself nipping in and having a browse and buying a bauble. Let's get unwrapping. This was the first one I bought for very obvious reasons. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's perfection. It's green too. Pink and green and gold. I love it, and I am a self-confessed bookworm. do have a musical section to my tree, and there was no way I could leave this behind. I've always wanted one that says Christmas Mix, a cassette, which is just fantastic. It's retro, it's musicy. I have a section in mind for it, and it's also pretty special to me. Need I say anything? Just look at her. Me and my mum both picked up one of these after the Chelsea Christmas light switch on. Again, this is going in a very special part of my tree for this year. It just hooks on. It does have a ribbon as well, so you can hang it if you want to, but the clip is probably more practical, and it's a gorgeous ruby red with a glittering gold flame effect at the top. That is so, so lovely. Gorgeous. A little Miss Gingerbread here. Isn't she sweetness? She's lovely. As soon as I saw her in the Oxford Street branch, I think I picked her up there actually. She is just so, so cute. I love her. She actually looks like a biscuit though, with the icing effect. She's great. They also had her on my pink tree, so I thought she was meant to be with me. And to go with Little Miss Gingerbread, here's her little Hansel and Gretel house. Look at the hundreds and thousands. We see so many like gingerbread houses and little cottages, but I just thought this was so perfect because the candy cane on the roof, the little sugary details. I love the green as well, and it just looks perfect. It's the perfect fantasy Hansel and Gretel cottage, and it works so, so well with the pink tree LP. And finally, this. What can I say? She's a bust, which is great. I love busts, historical busts. She has a bubblegum and sunglasses and reminds me so much of a Mr. Brainwash work of art. I love Mr. Brainwash, and yeah, she is. I don't know who she's supposed to be. I don't think she's supposed to be anyone. It's just a twist. But she reminds me of the bust of Queen Vic in the Queen Victoria pub in EastEnders. And I'm a lover of EastEnders and Queen Vic. So, and she's got pink gum. So she works. She's really kitsch. She's really kitsch. And she had to come. She had to come to the Queenie Christmas tree. I have one bauble left to show you that's new for this year. If you saw my Harrods Christmas department tour, you will have noticed that I got a bit excited around the miniaturist and the festive folk section. There were a couple of bits that I really like, and one in particular stood out. However, Harrods were not selling nativity scenes in store. So, in accordance to my own rules, I couldn't buy anything because I made myself a promise that I would not buy anything from a shop that didn't have a nativity or a Santa. So, I was really, really taken by this bauble, and when I got home, my mum saw my video and she was taken with it too. Secretly, I scurried into this room and I managed to find this bauble on a shop that I have used before online called the North Pole Christmas Shop. I took a note of the person who made the bauble I love in Harrods, and he was called Kurt S. Adler, and as luck would have it, there it was on the North Pole Christmas Shop, which is a good stockist of Father Christmas, and nativity scenes. Excellent. And as an added bonus, it wasn't £35, it was 11. So to show you this bauble, I'm actually going to place it on this tree, but it's not going to stay on this tree. It's a gift from my mum, and it's going to go on our main living room tree. So, ready? Here he is. It's the cuckoo clock. I absolutely love it. It's so adorable. The detail on it is incredible. It's got a snow dusted little top there. The clock face, look. Oh my goodness. And look at the pendulum. It's just incredible. congrats to Curtis Adler. What a guy. And amazing work by the North Pole Christmas shop. I'm so happy I found it on there. See, it's so worth having a look if something sells out in a shop, or you don't want to, they might have hiked up the price ridiculously. Just have a little hunt online and see what you can find. Because look, I found the cuckoo clock. I'm so happy because this reminded both me and my mum of the cuckoo clock that my grandparents had in their hallway, and it also reminds us, my mum especially, she absolutely loves it there. It reminds us of Switzerland, so that's always a great thing. Really, really happy with this bauble. It's a good size as well. Look at that. This is going to look especially wonderful on the tree in the living room. Every time I look at her, I just hear Dino and Darlene singing Marshmallow World in my head. Oh, just classic. I love it. So I'm about to get going on the dressing. I'm going to start with the picks from my Peter's bag of tricks there and begin, really. There's a few picks in there that I won't use this year because they're like pine green foliage and I don't really want that going on, but I have some others that I think will work quite well. So without further ado, let's dress. A lovely morning to concentrate on bauble placement. Before I bring on the baubles, I would just like to cozy down and have a little chat about the King of Christmas, old Charlie boy, Charles Dickens. Now, Charles is known for A Christmas Carol, but he also has 4 other major Christmas stories. But the one I want to talk about is lesser known. It's an incredibly short story, and it was first published in 1850 in a weekly magazine that Charles edited called Household Words, which took its name from Shakespeare's Henry V. Now, in A Christmas Tree, which is the name of the story, Charles looks on his Christmas tree and his mind is flooded with reminiscences of Christmas past as he looks at all the baubles. I opened up this video with quotes from that very story, and I'm probably going to roll them in here to refresh your memories because that was some time ago and we've done a lot since then. So in that story, it really struck me how little baubles can mean so much, can remind you of things from Christmas past and family memories. This story is a warm dollop of sentimentality, and it's drizzled with imagination, and it will make you lap it up. I hugely recommend giving it a read. If you love decorating your tree, if you have baubles on your tree that are from many, many years ago and you attach memories to them, this is a beautiful, beautiful Christmas read. It's probably one of my favorites now I've actually read it. It's incredibly detailed. The baubles he mentions are not like you'd expect, which got me doing a little bit of research in itself. Did you know that in Charles Dickens's time, baubles weren't just plain, they were like we have now? Like everybody always says, those baubles aren't traditional. No, 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 no. The baubles that we see of celebrities, of things that we enjoy to eat, things that we enjoy using, they are all from Charles Dickens's time. They did the same thing. They had baubles of fruits. They had baubles of celebrities. They had baubles of horses and carriages. They put everything on their trees just as we do now. I actually saw a documentary and I posted a clip of it on my Instagram because it also showed the Harrods that I knew and loved from my childhood, which is an entirely different store to what it is now. It showed their Christmas department, which was magical. So if you'd like a little look at that, head on over to my Instagram. I'm going to run it along here for you and enjoy. But I just thought I'd highly recommend that particular story by Charles Dickens, and indeed this book, which is an anthology of absolutely everything Charles Dickens ever wrote on the subject of Christmas. And it's a pretty hefty book. It's the best one I've ever found that sort of collates all of his works, from short stories and to the little extracts and smaller writings that were included in the newspapers and magazines of the day. So enjoy if you pick this up. So now you know how Mr. Dickens and I feel about Christmas tree ornaments. It's time for me to dig into my 2 treasure chests here and have a right bauble bonanza. Pinkmas, kitchmas, Christmas has officially begun. I had such a blast with the baubles. I love opening up the boxes each year and unwrapping them from the bubble wrap and just remembering what ones I have. It's like Christmas morning in itself. That's just part of the reason why I love decorating for Christmas so much, because I've collected these over many years and they just bring me, as that bauble says there, joy. Would you like a little walk through my tree? Before we get into the delicious details, I just thought I'd let you know that I try to arrange the baubles into sections because they're all different and there's no colour theme or continuity in terms of shape. I think this is important so that it doesn't look completely crazy. Each section leads into another, as hopefully you'll see as we go through the tree. It just makes me happy that the baubles tell a bit of a story and say something about memories and me and the things I like. I really like to use my Fortnum's hamper underneath the tree because it looks pretty, but it's also functional. I usually put my cards in there that I buy for people and like gift tags and any wrapping accessories and small little bits that can be hidden away for the big day. So it has a function. On top of there, I have this little North Pole road sign. I also have this in a pink in Candy Cane Lane, and I probably will alternate them, but at the moment I like North Pole Road, and that's where I put the what's it called, John Lewis velvet bow, and I think it adds a little something. And also Edgar the Dragon from the John Lewis Christmas advert. He's under there too, because Alfie, my dog, he always goes straight under the tree whenever we put them up at the beginning of the season, and that's his Edgar, so that's just marking that, but he'll be gone in a minute. I'm now going to spend some time working you up my tree and giving you a little rundown of the baubles. I've also just popped some things on the windowsills, like that "don't get your tinsel in a tangle" sign, which I really like, and some big candy cane lollipops. So I think we'll begin around the tubby part of the tree at the bottom. So at the front of the tree, down the bottom, I have these two big boiled sweets. These are really cool. They're velvety and they're pink and red, and I got them from Home Bargains last year. They had a great selection last year in Home Bargains. I went wild in the aisles. I also have the matching little lollipops, which are up the top of the tree. I also have round the back two other sweets from Home Bargains, which are white and red glitter. I like to have something at the back because although I can't see it, I face outwards, so people can see when they're going by, and they make a really good effect, and you can notice them from the outside, so they look good. I'll insert a little clip of how they look. Around the bottom, I have a selection of baubles. These are what I call my little nativity dogs. There's two of these. I got these from Paper Chase a long while ago. It was my favourite place to buy baubles. They really started the whole animal and food kind of baubles. I think they were a great thing. He's fantastic, that little angel sausage dog. A little pink present. These big gold baubles were from the range. I love them because they're oversized and they're sparkly. I tend to try and use bigger baubles as well as smaller ones, as you'll see, just to tie in things together so there's colours that are the same and repeated. And then I have this other little guy. He's also from Paper Chase. He's another nativity dog. He's dressed as the star. I love him, the little Yorkie, and he's propped on the sign because he's quite heavy. Another little gold bauble, and my little dancing Bambi, who is so kitsch and cute and is sparkly. You can just see there the red velvet bauble. They're from a pack from John Lewis. They're really good value. I think they were like £10, and you got 2, 4, 6. I think you got 10. And I also used a lot of those around the back, as you shall see. So from my very happy snowman here with his candy cane, we go to a corgi. So we move from the nativity dogs to a corgi, who transitions us into our London section, which I really hope you're gonna enjoy, festive friends. Here's Santa straddling Tower Bridge. He's brilliant. He's humorous. I really love him. He's from John Lewis a couple of years back. My suffragette from the Victoria and Albert Museum. Most of the big London attractions in their gift shops, they always stock these historic baubles, and you can get loads of different historical figures. Just down here we have this glittery gold key. I fancy that is the key to St James's Palace. I wish. And then next door to that we have my lion. He's from John Lewis last year. He has a crown and auburn sceptre, so he's very regal, but he reminds me of the ones at Trafalgar Square and all the good times that have been had in the fountains. Up here we have my Selfridges gift bag, shopping for Christmas gift bag by my glittery silver pick. Also, how cool are those fluffy candy cane baubles? I love seeing those through the branches. Just around we have my Liberty snow covered bus. And my squirrel, I love him so much. The year I bought him from John Lewis, there was a really big queue in the Christmas department, and everybody in that queue was holding one of these. He's so unusual and I just love him. He reminds me every time I pull him out of the box of Chevy Chase and that iconic scene in Christmas Vacation. Just legendary and always puts a smile on my face. Going up a notch, there's my Albert Haul and my glittery Union Jack. Whoa, sorry. My glittery Union Jack that's always a feature at John Lewis. I have a bag of coal, which I just think is so funny and just reminds me of Dickensian Christmases and that funny old tradition of having coal in your stocking if you're on the naughty list. Just right here I have a post box, my Sloane Square wooden sign, and good old Big Ben St Stephen's Tower. Also here is my beautiful golden Paddington. That was from M&S and my mum bought that for me because we were both mad about the advert that year. I tend to, well we both do, we tend to buy the baubles from adverts when they're really good. So Paddington acts as a transition bauble to books and writing. I love my typewriter just here. This is from Liberty. I got it last year, but you can still buy it because it's made by that brand Vondels. And obviously my lovely John Lewis bookworm book and my stack of books from Sass and Bell, which I think is one of their recurring ones. Obviously all the way through I've got candy canes scattered just to add to the effect, and red and gold glittering big baubles. I also chose to put the historical bust here because she looks like a learned lady. From my section dedicated to books and writing to this special bit of the tree dedicated to someone who in no small part instilled in me that love. This section is for my dad. There he is in his special frame. In turn, I decided to place in this section things my dad and I loved. So you have my John Lewis microphone, which reminds me of the mods because it has a jack on it. I have a gorgeous retro good old cassette. My panda for pandas, the beautiful Liberty white dove in flight, and here is where I chose to put the lovely candle from John Lewis. So this is a really special section for this year and one that will reoccur on my trees forevermore. My beautiful Fortnum & Mason cherub here, who is playing us a beautiful harmonic melody. She marks the start of the classical, traditional, true meaning of Christmas section, but she also does something to transition upwards, which we'll come back to because I want to end with the top of the tree. This is the first bauble I place on my tree every single year. It's probably my favourite on here. It's my pink glittery Bible from Paper Chase. It's just so special and I will keep it forever. I love it, especially on the pink tree this year. It's accompanied by birthday boy here, who I have leaning forward so he's good and proper noticed. I love him. He's also from Paper Chase, as you can probably tell by the humour. I've also got a little light up church. I really like that acrylic sort of look on the tree this year. It looks really pretty. It needs a new little battery, which I will source. I also have, let me find one for you. I also have these beautiful like frosted glass candle globes. They're really special. I got them from the range. There's another one over the other side to balance things out, and they need new batteries, but when they are aglow, they're really, really magical. So from the importance of the religious element to my tree is Lady Liberty, which represents another very important thing to me, freedom. And she's also there because I love New York, and especially New York at Christmas time. She leads us into a really fun, American-y North Pole mailbox, which goes down to a full-on festive fun kitsch section. Ho ho ho. Yes, this was from Tesco, but it is so effective. I love the gold, and it works so perfectly with my gorgeous Selfridges Santa, who stands out like crazy on this tree. I love him. I have a carnivalesque letter A, which also lights up and needs another battery and another teeny tiny screwdriver. Santa's magic key is waiting here, and my beautiful super kitsch retro reindeer from Paper Chase. I love how she's in flight. Isn't she just the prettiest? I love her so much. If I just take you downwards to the really, really kitsch joy sign from the range, Glitter Gold Perfection, and my kitsch Hansel and Gretel house, this is the start of a section which I like to think of as Winter Wonderland, all the fun at the fair. Fair is full of food, so my gingerbread lady is looking fabulous there, as is my very tempting candy floss cart. And at Winter Wonderland you always have an ice rink, so there are some appropriately pink ice skates. My little Russian doll here from John Lewis reminds me of something you would win at a fairground of yore. And there's my rather special carousel horse. Isn't he a picture? I had to ask the lady to get that off of one of the dressed trees at John Lewis last year because he was really popular. I love him. I just love how you can see the actual stick of the carousel. Speaking of carousels, I also have this little one hiding round the side here. And I have intermingled around this section these like big top kind of candy cane baubles. There's a couple of them floating about the place. So that's my little... Oh, and I love these as well, these tinsel candy canes. They're so OTT. They work quite well in this really fun section. The top of my tree is dedicated to fairy tales, pantomimes, and storytelling. As well as her religious significance, the cherub here marks the start of the pantomime section, because at the top of the curtain at Wimbledon Theatre were two cherubs, and I used to go to Wimbledon Theatre every year to see a pantomime when I was growing up. So let me take you up and away to the start of the top of the tree. I have this beautiful theatre mask. I love this so much. I got it from the range. It's just the perfect shape. I have a bitten apple there for Snow White. Moving downwards to my wonderful clock striking midnight for Cinderella. I got that from Marks and Spencer's, and oh, it's just lovely. And it goes with my Cinderella golden carriage. My favourite ever Disney film is Beauty and the Beast, and Belle is there appropriately reading. I have a believe sign, because you should never stop believing in magic and fairy tales. There's my Frog King, and there is my Man in the Moon from John Lewis, from the year they did the Man in the Moon advert. Oh, I've also got one of these Marks and Spencer's fairies. I love her because her arm's up and she's beckoning to the fairy at the top of the tree. That was a fantastic advert, that one with the fairies. Look it up if you haven't seen it or you don't remember it, because it was just joyous. Those were the days which were full of magic and sparkle. Downwards I have Miffy, because she was my favourite childhood book character, apart from Topsy and Tim. And which fairy tale does that remind you of? My Singer sewing machine. And I have a little wish sign at the corner there too. And of course, in the centre is a Queenie crown. I don't know how I could have forgot, but flying at the side of the tree up to the fairy tale section is my enchanted flying pig. 'Cause pigs will indeed fly. Cinderella's lost shoe can be found at the back. Angel is very, very special. She's very, very old, and she was a gift from my parents many, many years ago, so I treasure her. And so, festive friends, that concludes my 2024 Pinkmas, Kitchmas, Christmas Decorate With Me. Thank you so, so much for watching. I hope it brought a smile to your face and a little joy to your day. Until I see you next time, take good care of yourselves. Loads and loads of love from very Christmassy London, Queenie. Mwah!